What's up everyone, Lee Garden 3 here, doing a 2v2 with my friend Unicorn Attack, who is someone I faced in the Fishy tournament. I'll link you to that if you haven't seen it, it's great. So we're playing on the new map here, against a couple of level 9s, on a really fun map actually, really strategic. I'm going to show my army and my allies' army. This is Unicorn's army here. He's got a mixture of some veteran units and some general units, and he's got heavy cav. Sorry that I can't really talk about these because I tried to record as I was watching the replay, but my recording didn't work because Windows Movie Maker likes to suck penis, so I have to do this after the recording, so I'm sorry if it all seems a bit disjointed. Yeah, so I bought a lot of veteran Yariki, heavy Shogun infantry, all vanilla. This is medium funds, 2 spear levy, and my gen. What you can see my opponent has here that I really want to really detail to you, really prove to you this is a big deal, is this Armstrong gun. He's got this guy here on my side has got heavy superior line infantry. But his numbers are small, so I know my vanilla infantry can win the day. What I'm worried about is that Armstrong gun. The supreme rapage technology of cannons in Fall of the Samurai is insane. You're only allowed one, but they can rack up hundreds of kills, especially Armstrong guns. So me and Unicorn notice that straight away, and we say, right, what have we got? We have cav. Let's use our cav to take out that Armstrong gun. Because seriously, this might seem weird if you haven't got Fall of the Samurai, but cannons rape you. They take you and put you in a corner and say you will not live. You will suffer a horrible rapage death, and it's not fun and it's painful. Yeah. So, here we're going to come in with our decisive cavalry attack. The red opponent on our left is actually taking his cav up to secure the bow dojo, but that's not going to happen. He actually immediately starts moving his men when he realizes what's happening. The enemy cannon takes a shot, but it only does minimal damage. The opponent on this side immediately reacts, sees we're going for the Armstrong gun, and brings his cavalry in, but luckily he keeps them smushed, meaning that actually my cavalry are going to get off a really good charge, one of them, and I'm going to take and pin down all of his cavalry. Unicorn's immediately going to assist, and one of my cav is going to get caught, but I've still got one that gets through despite being under fire. So he's going to sneak around the side there. Another half of that unit makes it through. The enemy uses his gun gen to try and take them all down, and yeah, he stops that one side that broke through, but I've still got another unit. A couple of those cav hit that line. You can see he's bringing his line infantry back to stop the cannon being taken out. Will he get there in time? You don't know. It's so suspenseful. I'm really getting excited about watching this replay. And I get that one Yariki through, and we hit the Armstrong gun when it's only got 6 kills before it can get a massive killing spree. And okay, yeah, we have used up all our cavalry, but A, we've taken out their Armstrong gun, and we've crippled the white guy's cav, and sustained heavy damage towards the red guy's cav. These guys are both in a clan. Did I mention that earlier? Well, now you know, just in case I didn't say it. So, and they were like 9-star, 10-star. So yeah, our cavalry's gone, but they've been heavily weakened, and now this white guy, the white enemy here, without any cav support really, is prone to assault. So I'm going to use my carbine cav here to harass. I know that I can win now as long as I'm careful. So yeah, there goes the carbine cav harass. I'm going to take one shot while his lines are moving. He's just recovering from that assault, and I'm going to back them out before I can get a retaliation shot placed against me. And I'm just going to rush my Shogunate infantry along with spear levy protection straight towards the front lines here, and Unicorn's supporting me. We agreed that Unicorn will hold the left flank for as long as he can against this guy's superior quality army with cav. For as long as he can, while I use my Shogunate infantry to polish off this enemy on the right. So I immediately set about going about that. My men are fatigued, but numbers, you know, it's fine. My opponent immediately takes up a position on the hill. On Shogun 2, that would be deadly, but actually on Fall of the Samurai, even though it can be very beneficial for a good retreating position and cover, with this many men and with guns added, your men can look up, thank God, and shoot. So actually, it's not as big a threat as you'd think. So we're using our team synergy here, we're communicating. This is really important for 2v2s. You've got to say to yourself, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses? Well, our strength is that we have numerical superiority on the right, weakness is on the left. Unicorn's going to hold the left with his units with a bit of support from me, and I'm going to focus on taking out the right. So as you can see, the left flank is now engaged, and that's going to be going on for a little while. Unicorn's going to hold really well here with his, I think it's a morale gen, he's going to pop rally. Meanwhile, I set about with our decisive move to take out the right flank, and hope that this is going to work. So the carbine cav are going back up for their harass. I'm weakening the right flank on purpose because that unit is not a veteran unit, so it will route quickly and allow me to sweep up the enemy's flank, which was the reason I did it. He gets some shot off on the carbine cav, but I'm not too fussed. And we begin the line battle. I'm going to use my spear levy here. because the enemy cav threat is on the unicorn side and not mine, as a bullet sponge, and you're going to see them work really well actually as a sponge unit. Whilst my Shogun infantry can get shots off, a lot of my opponent's bullets are actually going to hit my spear sponge, and they are going to spongify themselves all the way up the top of the hill. I immediately start raping that right side, and I think it's a white bear. It's not going to last very long, especially because it's unvetted without morale buffs or anything like that. So as you can see, the spear levy are doing their job really fucking well. Meanwhile, on the left flank, Unicorn's beginning to break, and I realise I need to hurry the fuck up. My spear levy break, but it doesn't matter because that right flank is gone, and I can push my units even further forward with the carbine cav support to fire overhead, so you're getting 2 volley assault. And now we're going to take out that infantry to marine, which is like vet 6, it's insane, so I know I need to take that out. I bring a couple of Shogun infantry to support Unicorn that I don't need, so we can just hold that left for as long as we can. I can now have a massive cone of fire. You can see I've completely encircled this hill, so we can just fire so many bullets up into there. He's got forest cover, but it isn't going to help. Unicorn's now using his gen and what's left of his cavalry to stop this side flank attack. I really should have helped with my line infantry, but to be honest I wasn't looking, and it's just kind of there as bodies to help absorb some bullets. The infantry with the marine cannot, even vet 6 units cannot fight against this much firepower. It's bullets. It will still hurt you, even if you're vet 6. So the infantry with marine, despite having higher firepower, you know, killing potential, they get completely butt raped, and my opponent has nothing left apart from his gen and I think a Tosa rifleman. And I know all I need to do is take some shots at the gen to make him rout, and then my opponent's army is more or less null and void, and we can turn our attention to the last guy. Oh, are you tired yet? Can you keep up with what I'm saying? I think actually people struggle with my voice. In other countries, it's a UK thing to talk quite fast. I saw it here. So yeah, we get some shots off on his gen, he routs, and we secured the hill. At this point, Unicorn decides he needs to retreat, and I completely agree with him. This is a good time to regroup. So it looks like we've got a complete superior, brilliant position. The opponent has very little left. I have mass numbers. Unicorn is still alive with a couple of units to support me. He did a great job holding that enemy back. You know, and I've got my general, and it just seems like I've got an advantage. But you're actually going to see this opponent now do some real clever tactics that will actually bring this battle. Well, it's a mixture of his tactics and luck that actually make this battle a lot closer than it appears to be, and you've got to wonder what's going to happen. You can see he's still got a cav down the right. I'll tell you about that later. And he's also capturing the bow dojo so we can get superior firepower and range, or something like that. It's superior shooting, and that basically means I'm more fucked. So he has the hill, he has that left flank forest to cover him, and Unicorn's going to try and take advantage of that with my carbine cav. The enemy only has a Tosa rifleman in that forest. It can't be that hard to kill, surely, you'd think. But here's what happens. So the Tosa rifleman's going to start firing at Unicorn. And Tosa rifleman can be hidden pretty quickly in the forest. So Unicorn and I agree, I'm going to charge my cav in while his units absorb the damage. I just right-click and then focus on my lines to organise them. You'll see here that this guy, on accident or not, stops firing his Tosas, and they go hidden. Just for a second, but because I right-clicked on the Tosa rifleman, my men stop moving because they can't see the Tosas. And then he continues firing, and he gets off a mass volley, which just takes out my carbine cav. And what is left of my cav presence is completely destroyed. Unicorn is able to fire now and take shots, but it just proves to you that actually that's a real clever little tactic that not a lot of people think about. I'm going to use my spear levy, and you can see I right-clicked then as well, and then they disappeared, and the units stopped moving. So it's a thing you've got to think about. Meanwhile, on the left, I'm setting up my line, and then I thought this was Unicorn's cavalry. Turns out it's the enemy cavalry. Didn't realise that, and one of my line infantry gets torn the fuck up by that Yari key. And I'm like, why are my men routing? They have really high numbers. It can't just be the hill. And then I go, shit, that's not Unicorn's cavalry. And it's only at this point I realise. So I have to engage in melee. So that's one of my line infantries taken out and the other one distracted. And I'm going to bring my gen up to get a rally off. None of my men rout anyway, which is stupid. And I managed to recover that. So I reorganised that line infantry. We managed to take out that right unit there, which only leaves his 2 black bears or white bears. I can't tell what it is from this screen. So we're going to fire up on the hill there. All that's left, the only thing my opponent can gamble on now is to get that cav around the flank and take out my gen, and I see it coming from a long shot. My infantry continue to suppress this white bear on the hill, and he's now going to bring his cavalry around the side to take me out, and I luckily get a Shogun infantry which regroups, and I'm going to position them to cover my flank. I'm going to get the gem behind them, so now he just thinks, well, fuck it, I'll just go for the line infantry. If my white bears can hold, his unit breaks at the top of the hill, and also I get a good volley off into his cav, making them redundant, and his lines now are completely gone, and we are victorious. A very close game, and it shows that you've got to pick priority targets, you've got to know what your strengths are, what the enemy weakness or strength is, and destroy it and exploit it. Thank you for watching. I know I was pretty talking a lot then, but you know, I've got to get all the detail out there. Thank you for watching. Lee Garden out, and I'll see you all soon.